So I'm here in sunny Cabos, enjoying some sun with the wifey. Life soaking up the rays because we from the north and it gets cold, right? So we just here for a little sun and a little fun on the beach. And but the NBA doesn't stop. The 6 hour doesn't stop. That's why I'm here for you. Try to do a little report on what I see going on in the league. Let's talk about Zion as well. Zion Williamson. So I didn't get a chance to post this earlier when Zion went out with his meniscus injury. I believe it's some form of knee injury. But I knew from the beginning when Zion was playing in Duke and was then drafted that his weight would be an issue. I played basketball on the college level in Canada, and my weight was an issue in the terms of if you're not at your leanest and your peak in terms of conditioning, in terms of body weight, you're going to struggle when it comes to injury prevention and performing at the highest level in terms of athletic performance. Now, Zion doesn't have that problem of performing on an athletic level and giving his best, but where he will struggle is with physical endurance and physical injury prevention, that wear and tear that you get on the body from playing an 82-game schedule. So when Zion went out with this knee injury, I was not surprised at all. I had the idea that, based on his body composition, he may struggle with injury prevention. What I will say is this: I do not think Zion will return this season. I think they will. The New Orleans Pelicans will give him that 1 year sabbatical like Ben Simmons had, Joel Embiid had, Blake Griffin had, and really it's a learning year for him to get his conditioning under control, get his body weight under control, and kind of start fresh with a new season. That's my thoughts. I could be wrong, but my gut tells me that. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Look at what has happened with the Golden State Warriors. Another team I think that is taking advantage of a sabbatical from its star players. So you have Steph Curry out with a hand injury, Klay out with that ACL, that knee injury that happened in the finals, and then you have Draymond, who was in and out of the lineup. So obviously no one is going to feel sorry for a team that went to, I believe, 5 straight finals. The good thing for Golden State is that they're going to benefit with a high draft pick come this offseason, and that'll only look good moving forward. So it's really a retooling of gathering talent since they lost Durant. So look for them to make a strong comeback next year and have a fresh start, and their main core guys of Klay, Steph, and Draymond all back healthy and ready to make another title run and start fresh. Some other NBA news: I'm very happy to see that Carmelo Anthony has come back and is playing well and is doing his thing with Portland. I don't think, from anyone out there who plays basketball, I don't understand if people know how hard it is to stay in game shape while not playing. So for Carmelo to come back and provide the production that he has, it's only a testament to Carmelo and his dedication to the game and his level of excellence and greatness. And you see how the media is on a herd mentality type of program, where when Carmelo was out the league, all you heard was narratives. The game has passed him by. The ISO game is done. He can't fit in with this new NBA, etc., etc. Yet he gets his shot that he's been asking for. He's back in the fold with Portland and consistently dropping double figures up into the 15 to 20 point per game range, and all is well. And he's getting standing ovations and the name chants and all of that. So we have to be careful with these narratives that different media put out, and it's almost demonizing a player who doesn't deserve it. Carmelo has done nothing wrong other than played under the hands that he was dealt. He was the man in Denver, wanted to change the scenery, moved to New York. That's no different than what Durant has done. That's no different than what LeBron has done and many other players. He was in New York, and as you see, New York 10 years later, still a bad organization. Dolan is still in charge. They're still running the show, and you will notice many casualty after casualty. Look, they recently let go of a very good coach. So let's let's be mindful of that when we see narratives coming out about players that really aren't true. It just fits a storyline or a plot. Right, so shout out to Melo, salute to him for him doing his thing. Very proud of him, very happy to see that, and that should open the door for more players who haven't been given a shot to get a chance to play. Jamal Crawford is one that comes to mind. Also want to delve into a little bit of narratives in terms of players that wanted to play in Canada. So you saw in the summer you had Kawhi obviously left Toronto and went to LA. Obviously, that's where his home. That's where his home is. You can't fault a brother for that. You want to go home, you want to go home. It's no different than a Canadian player wanting to come home to Toronto, right? I will say this: you see the pile-out mentality as well, where Lou Williams comes out and says early in the summer, that when he was a free agent, or when he was with the Raptors, that, you know, it was cool for a minute, and then eventually he was like, man, I'm in a different country, and man, I want to go home. Right. So to the untrained mind, or the ones who don't know the history, they will look at that like, yeah, maybe there's something wrong with Toronto, there's something wrong with Canada, it's a different country. But I will tell you this: when Lou Williams was with the Raptors and he had that great season, he wasn't offered a contract back. He went publicly on record saying he wanted to come back to the Raptors, but he wasn't offered a contract. So it's funny to see how narratives change as soon as they're somewhere back in the United States and they're with LA and they're having some success, and then they get that momentum with Kawhi coming back to LA. All of a sudden, the narrative is, I wanted to go home to the United States because I wasn't happy being. I realized I was in Canada in a whole new country and I wasn't happy. So pay attention to that. You know what I mean? It's kind of disingenuous to the city. You know what I mean? That's why I respect guys like Jalen Rose. They always give that proper respect that is due to a place like Toronto. If you haven't been to Toronto, obviously you're missing out. But I advise you, come to the city. You will see what it's like. You will see that it's a better city than probably 90% of the cities in America, right? So, you know, Lou Williams, you know, we ain't gonna throw no shade on you, man. We respect for the work you did while you were with the Raptors, but come on, bro, you're better than that. You know, you don't need to throw shade now that you're in LA. You know what I mean? He didn't mention that, you know, he had his two girls walking around, his wifey and his mistress, coming around the team and all that, and maybe that was a reason why you never got a contract back, but that's neither here nor there. We moving forward. We happy with what we got. Thanks for checking in with the 6 Hour. For more NBA and Raptor content, please subscribe.